Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. I am Stella Marie Arpamento. Together with Miss Gretchen F. Doroteo, we are the reporter for today. We're going to talk about or report about teaching learning in OB. As we have discussed in the recent discussion, OB means outcome-based education. So what is outcome-based education? It is the standard, what we call yung uh, um, goal or standard ng education. It is not, hindi siya nag-focus on uh, if matapos mo yung a certain lesson or uh, module. It is learner-centered. It means that nagpo-focus ka kung ano kung naabot ba ng students mo yung goal mo para sa kanila or yung goal mo na matutunan nila. Next. Teaching is teaching if learners learn. From that quotation, uh, masyado na siyang clear, no? Teaching is teaching if learners learn. Of course, um, if dyan mo kasi ma-determine if you're a effective teacher, kung talagang yung students mo is nakikinig, if may nalaman ba or may na-acquire ba silang knowledge coming from you, na teacher. Diba? Kasi wala namang walang saysay. Yung pagtuturo mo, hindi siya matawag na teaching kapag wala silang natutunan dahil sa'yo. Learner is measured by its outcome. Yes, totoo naman yan. Learning learning is measured by its outcome. Of course, parang good, like if your teacher make an assessment and yung scores mo, doon nag-vary kung ano yung outcome na natutunan mo. Kung ano yung, what we call that, nagtatak sa utak mo. Diba? Yung na-retain sa utak mo kung ano yung ni-review mo, kung ano talaga yung pumasok sa isipan mo na na-acquire mo galing sa tinuro ng teacher mo. Whatever approach to teaching is used, the intent, the intent should focus on learning rather than on teaching. Totoo naman po yan. Dapat po, kahit anong strategy or method man ang gawin ng teacher, dapat nagpo-focus ang main focus niyan is yung learning ng mga students. Kasi teaching is teaching if learners learn. Kasi ang students naman hindi nag-focus kung ano, kung paano tinuro sa kanila. Kasi depende po yan sa pag-process ng information sa utak nila. Kung ano yung na-learn nila, kung naintindihan ba nila yung lesson na tinuro ng teacher. Subject do not exist in isolation, but things between them should be innovative. So, dito pa lang po sa it is very, very clear that teaching is teaching if learners learn. Kasi, matawag ba ng teaching kapag yung learner walang natutunan? Diba? So, that is really a good quotation. How then should teaching learning be done in OB? Paano nga ba? Here are some tips. So, teacher must prepare students adequately. This can be done if the teachers know what they want the student to learn and what learning outcomes to achieve. Prerequisite knowledge is important, thus a review is necessary at the start of a lesson. So, di ba syempre, Well, in discussion or in kahit demo teaching na lang kasi 'di ba? Second year na po tayo. Demo teaching. 'Di ba? Necessary naman talaga before mag-start talaga ang lesson. Nag-uumpisa po talaga 'yan or may tinatawag tayong preliminary activities which is yung may procedure yan eh. Yung una-una is prayer, greetings, sumunod yan, review na, di ba? Bago ka mag-start sa lesson proper, you need to, what we call that, review kung ano yung matutunan nila kahapon, kung ano yung mga lesson kahapon, at saka para ma-retain din sa utak nila na kung ano yung mga tinuro ka. Nung next, teacher must create a positive learning environment. Oo naman, tama naman to. Dapat naman talaga ang positive learning environment kasi without inclusivity, I don't know what the word. Basta kung hindi siya inclusive ang isang classroom or learning environment, hindi siya good, hindi siya good para sa mga students. Kasi uh, paano sila maka-learn in a better way if hindi siya inclusive, hindi makakasabay yung iba, or hindi siya pantay-pantay or equal, di ba? Students should feel that regardless of uniqueness, individual uniqueness, the teacher is always there to help. Teacher and students' relationship is very important. The classroom atmosphere should provide respect for diverse kind of learners. Yun po yung sinasabi ko kanina. Inclusive learning education. You need to make your classroom an inclusive one. Kasi, dapat kasi wala kang bias eh. As a teacher, dapat lahat yan sila, pantay-pantay ang pagtingin mo sa kanila. Walang mas mataas, walang mas mababa. Dapat kasi yung ma-feel ng student is dapat siya, parang safe good siya sa'yo. Like, magtiwala yung student sa'yo eh. Kasi teacher ka, andyan ka para i-guide sila. Parang, yun nga eh, yung teacher ang tinatawag na pangalawang magulang. So, paano yun kapag may bias sa classroom? Di ba ang pangit? Ang pangit sa pakiramdam na hindi ka belong or hindi iba ang tingin sa'yo, iba ang pagtrato sa'yo. Diba? So, dapat, teacher must create a positive learning. Yung pantay-pantay. Walang labis, walang kulang. Next.
Hello everyone. For the continuation of our report, the next one is teacher must help their students to understand what they have to learn, why they should learn it, or what use it will be now in the future, and how will they know that they have learned. We have also a three criteria. The first one is curriculum. So this criteria is used to determine the outcome-based education. The first one is curriculum. In curriculum, it is according to the needs of today's students, today's generation, or for the present time of today's generation and for their future. So, teachers has a big part or contributing the knowledge and improving the skills of the students in this generation and for their future. So, in curriculum, the curricularist should focus sa dapat na matutunan ng mga bata na magagamit nila sa ngayong generation. For example po, ngayon, mas marami pong gumagamit ng technology and marami din pong klase-klaseng technology na uma-arise, and of course, mas nagkakaroon din po ng pagkatuto yung mga bata if mas nakafocus po sila sa experiences, skills, like performance tasks. That is why the curricularists should adjust the curriculum para sa mga bata na mas matutunan nila yung mga bagay na gusto nilang matutunan at magagamit nila sa future. Unlike po sa traditional na pamamaraan na pagtuturo, yung curriculum dati is pinapasa-pasa lang po siya, then hindi na po siya nag-focus sa mga learner. And of course, in teaching process, they just focus in completing the syllabi, not in the learner. Kung sige, pasa lang kayo dyan ng pasa ng mga activities ninyo para matapos na yung syllabi natin, pero wala na siya nag-rely sa kung ano yung need matutunan ng mga bata. So, it must be focused in the goals of the children or the learners. And of course, in assessment naman po, the third one criteria is the assessment. In assessment po, it is based on the levels that track their learning skills. Unlike po doon sa traditional, they just focus on knowledge assessed for obtained grades. So, more on rely lang po talaga siya sa grade na makukuha ng mga bata, not on the skills or the learning skills po na matutunan ng mga bata. So, in traditional, nagkakaroon po ng bias po kasi po kahit na hindi ka matalino or kahit na hindi ka skilled na tao pero kung mataas yung grade mo is nagkakaroon po ng sinasabi na matalino ka. But in assessment or in outcome-based education rather, dito po is kahit mababa yung grades mo as long as may natutunan yung bata or as long as na yung pagtuturo ng teachers sa mga bata is nagkakaroon ng impact sa kanilang life and absorb nila to and magagamit nila to in the future. Yun po yung nagiging success kumbaga in this outcome-based education. Therefore po, outcome-based education is diverse po siya sa lahat ng mga student kasi po mas natutuunang pansin yung magiging outcome nito in their future. And of course, teachers must use a variety of teaching method. The most appropriate strategy should be used taking into account the learning outcome teachers want the student to achieve. Also to consider are the contents, the characteristic of the students, the resources available, and the teaching skills of the teachers. Even if OB or OBE is learner-centered, sometimes more direct time, tested method of teaching will be. And of course, we have also principles and characteristic of outcome-based education na need na matutunan ng teacher because they're the one who have a big part on it kung paano mamod yung mga bata. Of course, the first one is the clarity of focus, design down, and deliver up. Kung kahit na gaano kaganda po yung visual aids natin, kung yung pag-deliver natin sa mga bata is hindi po gaano kaganda, useless lang po. It is because mas maganda po if less lang po tayo sa mga designs in school, in designs sa mga visual aids, but and more focus po tayo sa pag-deliver ng lessons sa kanila. And of course, in outcome-based, there is a high expectation sa teacher. First, kasi sila yung nagamol sa mga bata. Need nila to practice what they teach or practice what they preach na dapat mismo sa kanila matutunan din ng mga bata yung mga bagay na yun. That's why mostly of the teachers, for example, ng TVL teacher, most of teachers in TVL ay know how to cook. So, if magturo sila ng skills sa mga bata, know how to cook, dapat sila din mismo mag-demonstrate on how to cook sa mga bata para mas mainganyo sila. Also, po sa mga music teachers, sa pagturo ng kanta, syempre, dapat yung teacher is marunong din how to deliver a song or kung paano yun controlling, kumbaga, sa pagkanta. Of course, and then meron silang appropriate strategy na ginagamit. And then, ang curriculum talaga is yung guidelines na dapat nilang sundin na para din malaman ng mga stakeholders or other people in the community, especially the parents, kung yung curriculum na binigay sa mga bata today is nagkaroon ng big impact sa kanilang mga anak or sa mga students, learners para sa kanila, para hindi po masayang yung pagpasok po sa school. So, therefore, outcome-based education is really important and mas para po sa opinion namin as a reporter, super the best or magandang kind of teacher po ang outcome-based education for learners po para mas ma-focus yung dapat matutunan ng mga bata and ma-focus po yung pag-improve ng mga skills ng mga bata for their future. Lamang po and thank you for listening.